So Fake Out deals 12 damage here. So from that, you can realize, okay, he got his attack dropped. So without the attack drop, that would be 12 times 1.5 is 18. And then times 2 from the crit would be 36 damage. He knows that he's dead to crit here, chooses to stay in. 1 in 16 to lose a Staravia here. If you're not willing to risk that, you should probably be switching to something else. What's up, guys? I'm PokemonChallenges. I'm the best Nuzlocker in the world. And today, we're going to be reacting to another first Nuzlocke and see if we can apply our advanced knowledge. We're going to be watching MandJTVs first Pokemon Nuzlocke. Let's check it out.
Greetings, Poke fans!
Greetings.
Michael here, and today I will be regaling you with the story of the first Pokemon Nuzlocke that I ever attempted. And it was miserable.
Miserable.
For those that don't know, a Nuzlocke is a type of Pokemon playthrough intended to both make the game harder and make it a lot less fun. The primary rule...
Hey, whoa, okay. Oh, whoa, but wait 1 second here. What? What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? Hey, what do you mean? This shit's fun as fuck. Wait, what? What? Hold on. All right, listen, if that's M&J, if that's your perspective, I appreciate that input. It's not for everyone, you know. Some people like to turn their brains on when they talk about, when they play Pokemon. Other people, you know, they like it more as an opportunity to turn their brain off. I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything is worse or better here, you know. If you didn't have fun with your Nuzlocke, that's completely fine. I know I'm a little bit out of the ordinary because the shit I do is like way too fucking difficult and nobody except me in the world would have fun doing this shit. But anyway.
Is that if one of your Pokemon faints, it is considered dead.
True.
It has to be boxed or released and can never be used again. Some secondary rules that most Nuzlockes use are that you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in any given area. You have to nickname all of your Pokemon. And if you lose a battle, whether you have a live Pokemon in the PC or not, you lose the Nuzlocke. It's over.
Yeah, this is actually, we talk about this a lot on stream. I use this rule as well, that white out equals reset. I just think it makes for better flowing gameplay because I don't want my optimal play to ever be go into a battle with like some crazy strategy and like a bunch of shit Pokemon and try out if the crazy like sweep strategy works, and if that doesn't, I get another shot with like a real team, or the whole like, like it just makes you play more carefully, it just makes the run all in all more interesting. I think other people don't play with this. I personally do. I also would say I think you should always play on set mode. I think switch mode ruins the game personally, but that's just the way I personally play.
Suck, go home. My first Nuzlocke occurred in the summer of 2016, right before and at the beginning of my senior year of college.
Oh wow, we're really, really using the fresh content today, aren't we? Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna judge. I'm about to upload a YouTube video of a run I did in 2018, but you know, just it's interesting.
YouTube channel was doing pretty well at the time, but I wasn't sure if it was doing well enough for me to go full-time with YouTube once I graduated the following spring. Thanks to some ideas and encouragement from family and friends, I decided the best way to make my income reliable enough for me to go full-time was to start making Let's Play content. It didn't have as much of a chance to go viral, but I could post it more regularly and they could be made with much less time than a regular video, so it would make my earnings more stable. At the time with the...
yeah, kind of true. I mean, like, that's why I stream on Twitch, right? By the way, if you're watching this YouTube video, I have a Twitch channel where I stream really hard Nuzlocke, so you should go follow me there to make sure I, too, can get stable income and make this my full-time job. Anyway, very similar position here to him. Also, you know, graduating, you know, trying to make this a whole thing. So I empathize with that. Good shit. I'm glad he right out the gate admitted that he doesn't actually didn't have fun doing this. He just did it for the views, you know. He just did it. He's in it for the money, baby. He's in it for the money. I'm not gonna judge though. It's a smart business decision.
The exception of brand spanking new games, the types of Pokemon Let's Plays that tended to perform the best were Nuzlockes.
True.
And since I wanted the Let's Play to do well, I decided to attempt a Nuzlocke for the very first time. I did it in Pokemon Platinum because that was the game that my viewers voted for. The playthrough is still here on this channel in its entirety, so if you want to watch it as it was originally presented, you can. However, it's 39 episodes long that are half an hour each, totaling to almost 20 hours of content, which I would understand it's a bit much to absorb. That's why I wanted to make this video, so you could still get the story of what happened in a more condensed format.
Smart,
So don't
very
forget to
smart. That seems to be what modern YouTube is all about, right? Make clickable content, have it go viral. I mean, that's how I run my YouTube channel. Yeah. Why am I talking about like YouTube shit and like industry shit rather than fucking reacting to the actual game? That you guys don't give a fuck about this shit. You guys just want to see fucking... Anyway, Pokemon Platinum. Great game. One of my favorite games to Nuzlocke. Great Pokemon variety. Pretty good difficulty level. Slow at some points, but I think it's a fantastic game. Good choice. His viewers voted well there.
Subscribe to my channel, tap that bell for notifications, you know the drill, and let's get started with the story of my first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Thanks for the reminder. Hey, if you're watching this right now, make sure to subscribe to me and tap the bell. Okay. Thanks for the call to action, MandJ. I appreciate that one.
Episode 1 of the series begins in my room at my parents' house in June of 2016. And yeah, I know it was a mess. I was simultaneously working a full-time internship that I hated, trying to be very consistent with YouTube, and also have a social life and spend time with Jubilee. So a lot of things like cleaning my room.
Oh, is Jubilee his wife,
exercising.
girlfriend? They've been together for a while. That's cool. I think I've seen her post on Twitter. She's kind of based, but everyone else hates her, so. But I think she's pretty based.
Got put on the back burner. I named myself Michael, of course, but I named my rival Poop.
People order our patties. Ah, Poop.
The starter I picked was Chimchar,
Good one.
partially because I hadn't used it in a very long time, and partially because I read some advice online telling me it was the best equipped for a Nuzlocke. My first rival battle was extremely close, with Chimchar getting the KO with only 2 HP left.
Okay, time to talk about half an hour about crit rates and fucking miss chances and growl chances again, boys. I think Chimchar is a really good choice for this run. Probably the most consistent. Fire types are super rare and super useful. This is really powerful early, gets a lot of good moves. Infernape is fantastic. Chimchar is a fantastic choice for your starter in a Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke. I would highly recommend it. Piplup is a great choice too, but you get so many water types that should be fine. Torterra is okay. Probably one of the better grass types in the series, but it's pretty bad early on. I would say it just gets kind of good later. I think by far the most consistent results you're going to get in your Platinum Nuzlocks is if you pick Chimchar.
So I was very hyped when I won. Nowadays I know that Nuzlocks are not considered to begin until you have Pokeballs. So even if I had lost that battle, I would not have lost the Nuzlocke.
Depends on your rules. I don't count it that way, but most people do, yeah.
But in the moment, I didn't know that, so I was very hyped that I didn't lose the Nuzlocke immediately. Once I could nickname Chimchar, I nicknamed it Ludicrous for no other reason than the name being fun and it popping into my head at the time. My first encounter was a Bidoof, which I did not intend to use, but I named it Godsend.
What do you mean? Dude, okay. I'm going to shit talk this a little bit. People, not shit talk, but like, I need to talk about this. Dude, Bibarel is a really good Pokemon in Nuzlocke. Dude, normal water is a great fucking stab combination. This has pretty good stats. It evolves super early. Don't just use this as your fucking HM slave, man. Bibarel is really powerful. This is a great encounter. Just saying.
Anyways, my next encounter was Starly at Lake Verity, which I
Also
was
pretty
excited
good.
about since Staraptor is excellent.
And Intimidate is like the best ability in the game. Yeah, very good encounter.
I named it Defcon. On Route 202, I found Shinx, which
And
at
he
the
gets
time
another
I didn't
Intimidate
realize-
Mon. Having 2 Intimidate Mons is such a good core. It's so good to like be able to switch between them, lower attack, you know, bait out other, like especially like an electric and a flying type. That's fucking sick. That's such good pivoting you can do.
Was actually guaranteed since I had Dupe's Claws active, which allows me to pass on Pokemon that I've found before.
Yep.
Since I already had Starly and Bidoof, and it wasn't nighttime so Kricketot could not spawn, Shinx was what I got. Thankfully it had Intimidate and not Rivalry, and I named it Gigawatt. Spelled like Gigawatt, but pronounced like how Doc Brown says it in Back to the Future. I progressed through Jubilife uneventfully, then found my encounter on Route 204, which was disappointingly a Wurmple.
Okay.
My first rival battle was
Again, showing inexperience here. Wurmple can be a great encounter. Dude, Dustox is really good in early game. If you just grind this up, evolve it. Beautifly is not as good, but Dustox gets so many utility moves. It's really, really powerful. It's better if you're not using items because you get like Moonlight as healing moves and shit like that. But early game, I would say up until including Gardenia, this is a fantastic encounter. 100%.
relatively tame. I was afraid of Piplup for a bit, but it didn't go for any water moves, so it turned out fine. A little while later, Ludicrous evolved, which was very exciting since it surprised me. I wasn't sure whether it evolved at level 14 or 16, so was excited that it happened sooner. I then made it to Orberg and caught a Ponyta just north of it. Prior to Rourke's battle, I decided...
Also a great encounter. Ponyta is really good early, has really good stats. However, I think its learn set is kind of shit in Platinum, but I mean, it's good to get a Ponyta. You get like no other fire types in Platinum, so that's kind of nice.
I wanted a Psyduck, because it was a water type that would help out a lot, and I wasn't sure Monferno would be enough. Psyduck can be found in the Orberg Gate, so to increase my chances of it being my encounter, I caught a Geodude in Orberg Mine. This made my first Geodude in Orberg Gate Dupe's Claws, then right after, Psyduck showed up.
Extremely good strat. Yeah, we do this in our super hard ROM hack, hardcore Nuzlocks, item list, whatever, a lot where like you skip and like for example, let's say so example would be Blaze Black, right? There is a route on Blaze Black where you can fish, where you can get either a Magikarp or a Carvanha, right? Those are your two options. However, if you fish somewhere else, you have an increased chance of getting Carvanha there, so you're increasing your chance of getting Magikarp, because Magikarp is like the best encounter in the game for any Nuzlocke ever, because Gyarados is fucking broken. So you skip that encounter, you go try to get the Carvanha first, maximize your chance of getting that, and then you go and get your Magikarp, right? So this is actually some pretty advanced strats. Good shit. Using Dupe's Claws to your advantage. Yeah, that's good.
I named it the...
However, he could also just be using his Bibarel, this team is easily capable of beating Rourke, just saying.
Quacken. After training up the Quacken, I took on Rourke. Thanks to the Quacken's water gun, I beat him easily without even taking a hit. Between episodes, I grinded up Gigawatt and Defcon to catch them up to Ludicrous and the Quacken. After defeating the Galactic Grunts in the multi-battle with Dawn, Defcon leveled up and evolved into Staravia. Then in Ravaged Path, I caught a Zubat, which I named Robin after Batman's sight.
Oh, also, both Geodude and Zubat are insanely good encounters. Well, Geodude not as much because he probably doesn't do trade evolutions or whatever. But Geodude is still insanely good early game. He should have grinded this a little bit. And then Zubat is really, really good. Dude, Crobat is so good.
Sidekick. Then right before Floaroma, Gigawatt evolved into Luxio. I made my way into the Valley Windworks, and my encounter outside of it was a Shellos. After a few uneventful grunt battles, it was time to take on Mars. Gigawatt easily beat her Zubat, but then I brought in Defcon against her Perugly to get an Intimidate attack drop.
Nice.
Unfortunately, after Fake Out, her Perugly...
This Perugly is a huge run killer, by the way. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, right? This Perugly can frick you up in Platinum. It's so fast. Its outspeeds like pretty much every Pokemon you can have at this point. It deals so much damage, and it's really bulky. This is a huge run killer. You really need to grind before you get to this fight.
Perugly Scratch crit, killing Defcon and giving...
Sucks. The crit hits through the Intimidate there, so it ignores the attack debuff on the Perugly, so it deals like a shit ton of damage. I always say you should be playing around crits always, like switching to Geodude here would have been good, but for that Geodude would have had to be grinded up. You should always be playing around crits, like you should be keeping in mind how much damage is my opponent doing, and how much can he do if he crits me. Count your damage, see how much damage he can deal, and like for example, let's see, hold on. So we saw Fake Out damage here, right?
Perugly to get an Intimidate attack drop. Unfortunately, after Fake Out, her Perugly...
So Fake Out deals 12 damage here. So from that, you can realize, okay, he got his attack dropped. So without the attack drop, that would be 12 times 1.5 is 18, and then times 2 from the crit would be 36 damage. He knows that he's dead to crit here, chooses to stay in. 1 in 16 to lose a Staravia here. If you're not willing to risk that, you should probably be switching to something else.
Perugly Scratch crit, killing Defcon and giving me my
That's the
first
type of
ever
math that
death
you should be
in
doing.
Nuzlocke.
It's really easy once you get used to it.
Who handled Perugly pretty easily. I was pretty frustrated. I was really looking forward to using a Staraptor on my team, but then that dream and the Staraptor were dead.
Yeah, maybe you should have played around that crit, huh? Makes you think.
I already hated Perugly, but this experience of it getting a BS crit and killing my Staravia made me hate it even more. To replace my now gone flying type, I grinded up Robin to be caught up with the rest of the main squad. On Route 205, I
should have grinded. You should really be grinding this Geodude. This is really good. Same with the Bidoof. But okay.
Caught a Buizel, then made it to Eterna Forest and teamed up with Cheryl. My encounter battle was risky since her Chansey was just trying to kill everything.
Yeah, this is really
thankfully,
frustrating.
On the one turn chance I had to throw a Pokeball, I caught a Budew,
Nice.
which I aptly named Clutch. The rest of the forest was pretty uneventful.
So he now actually has the ability to build like a fire, water, grass core for his team, right? I guess Roselia just isn't that good in this game, I think. But I think for this stage of the game, it's fine. You kind of want to think about your weaknesses and stuff. Like replacing like probably in this case Psyduck with like Roselia would probably be the play.
Eventful. I spent a little while training up Clutch against the trainers around Eterna, and in the process caught Metatite on Route 211 and a Bronzor in Mount Coronet.
Decent
And I
encounters.
took on Gardenia. Turtwig was annoying since I missed 4 consecutive supersonics with Robin. Once I hit one though, I was golden, and a few
Fun fact, if we would have just wing attacked twice, this would have just been dead. Why are you using supersonic, dude? It's 55 accuracy, right? It's so bad. Just wing attack. Don't never use supersonic in a situation like this. You have such an even matchup. Because like he's not even guaranteed to hit himself from it, right? So like let's say for the let's say you hit every other supersonic, right? Let's say it's 50-50. So you need on average 2 supersonics to confuse your opponent. So for that to be even, like for that to be worth it in terms of turns used, he needs to hit himself twice in confusion throughout that. It's just not worth it. Never use supersonic unless you absolutely have to, unless you have no other option and you're dying otherwise. Like just wing attack this twice and kill it. You would have taken so much less damage. Don't blame this on RNG, bro.
few wing attacks later, it was done. I brought in Ludicrous for Cherim and beat it using 2 Flame Wheels.
Nice.
I brought Robin back in for Roserade since Ludicrous was hurt. Roserade hit hard, so I had to do a decent chunk of healing, but eventually a crit wing attack took Roserade out from 3/4 full health. The second
Turns out
gym
potions
badge
are super
was
broken
mine.
in Nuzlocke.
While battling through the Galactic Eterna
just saying.
building, Robin evolved into Golbat, which I was very excited about since I was looking forward to getting Crobat since I love Crobat.
Yep.
You know what? Never mind. You'll see. I then fought Jupiter.
So, okay, real quick. The optimal strat here, and I know most of you don't want to do this, and it's tedious, but if you want to play optimally, if you want to play like a pro, the optimal play here is to just max out the friendship on your Golbat and your Budew and just evolve them. Just do that. If you want to play optimally here. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, but just give them some levels, give them some friendship, give them the Soothe Bell. I'm pretty sure you can get that at this point. I think that's in Eterna City, right? Just max out their friend, or like go up in their friendship and just get a Crobat and a Roselia for this fight, and you're super golden. I'm assuming he's going to lose this here. Golbat is so much worse than Crobat, by the way. It's super worth it to do that here.
Gigawatt easily took out Zubat. Skuntank was tougher to deal with since I did not do much damage to it, and its Night Slash was doing a lot. I had to sit and think about my strategy, and even then, Robin almost died to a Night Slash crit. I was eventually able to win with a lot of healing and a lot of Skuntank hurting itself in its confusion. It
Nice.
was exhausting.
Nice,
I got
good.
the Togepi egg from Cynthia, then found
he
Gligar
use-
under the cycling road.
Wait, did he use fucking Supersonic again, though? God damn. Gligar is a fantastic encounter. Actually, really, really strong. Fantastic typing. I might be talking out my ass. I think it's possible that Gligar's learn set in Platinum's complete garbage and it doesn't get any good moves, actually. I think, honestly, just teaching this, like, Dig and Rock Tomb is probably fine, though. I think you get Dig, right? At this point? Does it learn that? Fuck, I don't actually know. This might be complete garbage. I might be talking out my ass.
and named it Metal.
But I think it's really
then
good.
Tried to catch a Gibble in Wayward Cave.
Ooh, that is so broken. So I personally banned Garchomp from my Nuzlocke. I think it's way too strong. But also Gibble early game is insane because of Dragon Rage. But also super dangerous encounter here with Dragon Rage. I don't know if this has Dragon Rage at this point or why he's like completely healthy. Is he just getting really lucky? I'm not sure. This is obviously a completely insane encounter. Like absolute above S tier, SS, super insane tier. Garchomp is like super crazy. And even Gabite is really good, and even Gibble is really good. So I personally just banned this, but yeah.
but it broke out of a ridiculous amount of Pokeballs before eventually killing itself with takedown recoil, becoming...
Oh, guys, remember to answer the comment question of the day, mock bike or acrobike, guys. Make sure to put that down in the comments below for some... I'm sure there's going to be some fruitful and engaging discussions.
My first failed encounter. I was so upset it broke out of so many Pokeballs. The thing is a catch rate of 45, which means you have a 12% chance to catch it if you throw a regular Pokeball and it has full health. This thing was at red health and had status conditions, and I still couldn't friggin' catch it. The next thing of note was catching a Ralts that I named Waifu while grinding before Fantina's gym, which took me forever to find since it was the only Pokemon on the route that I hadn't caught before, and it was quite rare. Then while battling gym trainers in Fantina's gym, I was using Robin up against a Haunter, which did less than half of Robin's health with Shadow Ball. I attacked again thinking I would survive the next hit, but because I'd been speeding up the game, I didn't notice that the first Shadow Ball had dropped Robin's special defense.
Oh my, it's not even a high roll. He just, oh God.
Been up against a Haunter.
Oh, also you're dead to crit there, bro. It'd be really good to have a trained up normal type here to switch into that Shadow Ball, huh? That'd be really nice. Be really nice here, wouldn't it? You should probably be paying attention to your gym fights though. And also, yeah, you're dead to crit. Play around it.
Which did less than half of Robin's health.
Oh, also, yeah, if he'd evolved this would have been Crobat. It would have been faster. He would have killed with 2 bites. But I guess he's going to blame it on RNG. I don't know. Or maybe it looks like he's owning up to his mistake here.
With Shadow Ball. I attacked again.
I don't want to criticize him this much. I feel like an asshole right now. Oh, yeah, common question of the day, guys. What's your favorite ghost type? Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to be like the holier than thou here. I've done this so many times where I've been speeding up I literally, for this attempt that I'm doing right now in my Emerald Kaizo Nuzlocke, I was speeding up, didn't notice that I didn't heal, ran into a trainer fight mashing and got metronome binded, okay, and lost a Pokemon because of it. I'm not here to judge. I do this dumb shit all the time, all right? I'm not gonna judge him for this one, all right?
Thinking I would survive the next hit, but because I'd been speeding up the game, I didn't notice that the first Shadow Ball had dropped Robin's special defense. Therefore, the next hit killed.
Yeah, I know the feeling,
so
dude.
Upset that
I've done this before.
I walked away from the video to another part of the house and just laid on the floor for 15 minutes. When this happened, I was so upset that I did not have the mental fortitude to continue recording that episode.
What?
I actually didn't record again for
Okay, that's just weak mental. That's just weak mental, okay? If anything, as a Nuzlocker, you gotta have a strong mental, not only to RNG, but at least to your own mistakes. Because, hey, if you make a mistake in your Nuzlocke, at least you know you'll do it better next time, right? Yeah, but, I mean, it'd be like that. I guess I'm just very jaded by, like, my hours and hours and hours of experience of Nuzlocke, so it's... I guess my mental game is just a little bit different.
Several days after that. This was why I had put off doing a Nuzlocke for so long up to this point, because I was concerned that I would get so attached to my Pokemon that when one died, I would be extremely upset about it. But for that video, since the
yeah, honestly, this is just me being jaded. I've lost literally, like, I'm pretty sure I've lost thousands of Pokemon in Nuzlocke at this point. So, I'm completely desensitized to it at this point. I just have learned to not build connections with any of them. So the only connection I have is like, oh, this will help me beat the game.
Recording kept going. I thought it would be funny if I just left in the footage of me not being there.
Okay,
So
that's super based. That's super based. Unless you did hit the 10-minute ad mark, which is...
It would be funny if I just left in the footage of me not being there. So the last 12 or so minutes of the 20-minute video are just the unmoving gameplay and an empty face cam with a couple brief appearances by Jubilee not knowing where I went.
That's pretty funny.
It's gone forever.
I thought my viewers would be amused by it. Some were. But some were very much not. That video got the largest amount of negative and hateful comments that any of my videos has ever gotten. And to
so
this day,
funny.
it is the only video.
Dude, that's so based. Dude, I want to do shit like that to just piss you people on YouTube off because I fucking hate you. Okay, you want to know the truth? If you post comments under my YouTube videos, I probably fucking hate you. I probably fucking despise you. Okay, if you're in my Twitch chat, about like 30% of you are pretty cool. About like 30% of you. If you're in my YouTube comments, there's a 99% chance you're a dumb fuck.
Okay. I read all of your comments. I read all the shit that you post, and you guys are fucking stupid. Holy shit, dude.
Anyway.
I've ever disabled comments on. People were livid that half the video was effectively nothing. Some were so mad that they didn't get more content from me that they unsubscribed and didn't watch my content anymore. In all seriousness, I totally understand being annoyed by that. You see the total length.
What?
And then
No, don't cuck out like that. The fuck? It's so base to post a video like that. Don't be like, oh, I understand if you unsub. That's funny as fuck. If you unsub because of that, you're just dumb. Fuck you. In fact, all the people that unsubscribe because of the things I said about them just now, all of you are dumb fucks. I hope all of you unsubscribe. I don't want to see you in my fucking comments ever again. The PokeTuber mentality. Yeah, like, god damn, okay? If you're that entitled to my content, I don't want you as my subscriber. Fuck off. Don't cuck out to that. Come on.
Most of the video isn't
show
actually
some
anything.
spine.
So I get it, and I'm sorry, and I appreciate the people who criticized that decision in a nice way. And I learned my lesson and haven't done anything like that since.
Boo.
But at the time, people had still just been mean to me,
Boo.
and Robin was dead, so things sucked. Before fighting Fantina, I replaced Robin with Metal the Gligar and over-leveled the heck out of my team because I was reeling from the death and did not want another one, and Fantina is notoriously difficult.
Based.
I went the extra mile,
shit.
and I even evolved Gigawatt into Luxray at level 30. The battle with Fantina started easy by OHKOing Duskull. Mismagius I played entirely too cautiously, unnecessarily switching in Godsend the Bidoof to take Shadow Balls, then switching back
Dude,
in
he's
to take
pivoting. Holy shit, that's so good.
Unnecessarily switching in Godsend the Bidoof to take Shadow Balls.
Yes! Good play! If only this was high level and could take something like that. But yeah, holy shit, he's switching in on like immunities and shit. This is good. Fuck yeah. Good shit.
Then switching back in to take weaker damage, but not attack in the process. Eventually, I stopped being ridiculous and attacked, KOing Mismagius. I brought in Metal against Haunter, and a few attacks later, it was down. I had my third badge.
Hell
the
yeah.
next rival battle against Poop was easy thanks to me being extremely overleveled. Then I grinded up Waifu a bit and tossed it on the team. She evolved a bit later while I battled through the Salacion Ruin.
Hey, spoiler alert, Curlia sucks ass. Sorry. Spoiler alert, Curlia sucks fucking ass. Okay, it's really bad. You really want this to be a Gardevoir if you want to use this, man. It's unless this is male and he's saving for a Gallade evolution, I guess.
Ruins. Nothing much of consequence occurred until I reached Veilstone, then headed south from there and
wow, he got past the double battle before Veilstone without a problem. That's actually pretty surprising. I guess he's pretty overleveled. But that fight is usually a big run killer. The two guys before the Veilstone gate, super hard fight usually. Guys, post another common question of the day in the YouTube comments. What fully evolved Pokemon is your favorite, guys?
In Razorfang. After accidentally leveling Metal up before it was nighttime, I leveled him up again and he evolved, giving me a Gliscor. After some grinding,
That's insane.
I evolved.
Dude, Gliscor is... I'm pausing so much, I'm sorry. Gliscor is like S tier. It's insanely good. I don't know if this one has Poison Heal. Can it? Is that usually... That's an ability this can have like naturally, right? Because Poison Heal Gliscor, this is like some advanced Nuzlocke shit, okay? But Poison Heal Gliscor is insane. You can poison it before every battle and just have it like be poisoned and then also hold an item on top of that. Like Toxic Orb in like competitive, but you don't need the Toxic Orb, so you get the item slot. So you can have it like be poisoned and give it leftovers. But I think that's hidden ability in Gen 5, right? I'm pretty sure this is just Hyper Cutter and Sand Veil. So it's still really, really good. Insane typing and insane stats. Being really fast and really bulky is a really good combination, especially with that typing. And then you also deal a lot of damage. Dude, Gliscor is crazy, crazy, crazy strong. S tier encounter for sure.
Evolved Waifu into Gardevoir and the Quacken into Golduck. Quite some time later, Clutch finally evolved into Roselia, genuinely at level 31. Yeah, this Nuzlocke taught me many lessons, but one of them was that if you want to use a Rose Raid on your team in Platinum, don't catch a Budew! Just wait until you can catch Roselia on Route 208 before Hearthome, because it'll save you so much pain having to deal with the stupid friendship evolution.
Okay,
If you're
for
playing
real though, friendship evolutions are fucking stupid. Actually, so fucking dumb. I don't understand how the feature of the most efficient way to grind this is to run in circles for half an hour or fucking 40 minutes, 2 hours, made it into the final game. Like, I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me, dude. Fuck that shit. Oh, but also, it might have already had high friendship and it just wasn't morning. It needs to be morning for Bud to evolve. But he might have known that. I'm not sure.
Diamond and Pearl, maybe getting Budu earlier makes sense since you can't catch Roselia until later in the game. But for Platinum, just wait until you get the Roselia. But honestly, the only people who are gonna pick Diamond and Pearl over Platinum are those who prefer weirdly unbalanced regional dexes with entirely Pokemon of certain types and result in a fire type Elite Four member having less than half his team actually be fire types.
True.
After some more training on a trip to Pastoria,
Based.
I took on Maylene. Waifu handled Meta Titan Machoke relatively easily.
Nice.
Ludicrous then did solid damage to Lucario, but was slower and took too much damage from Drain Punch.
Just go
I
with this
brought
core,
in
right?
Metal, and oddly she didn't heal at any point, allowing Metal to finish Lucario off with a couple aerial aces, winning me
easy.
the battle.
Good
I
shit.
returned to Pastoria and got my encounter in the Great Marsh, a Scoropie I named Rascal. I'm mentioning this encounter
Man, I thought my pronunciation of Scoryupai was weird. But he just skips the U entirely, huh? Okay.
even though I've skipped over a
Oh,
lot.
also, Scoryupai, really good encounter. Drapion is great. Poison Dark is a really good typing.
Of the other ones because it ends up being relevant later. After doing some more training by clearing all the trainers out between Hardhome and Pastoria, Ludicrous evolved into Infernape. I then beat Poop in front of the Pastoria gym, no problem, then headed inside to battle Wake. Gigawatt O-Code Gyarados, then Clutch
Nice.
O-Code Quagsire, and then
Nice.
Gigawatt O-Code Floatzel.
Yeah,
ending
this
the
team is
battle with
insane at fighting Wake. This fight, if you prepare for it a little bit, you should be fine. You should have, yeah. And I guess if you don't have an electric type for Gyarados, this can be kind of scary, but for the most part, this should be okay.
Little issue. I then made my way towards Celestic Town, and during a double battle with some ace trainers, Gigawatt almost died to a Gyarados.
Oh yeah, those ace trainers are also run killers for sure. I think I've lost run to them before, but they're skippable. Pretty easily dodgeable, actually.
Appreciate you, Gigawatt, for not dying to a Pokemon that you have a 4x type advantage against. I arrived in Celestic Town and took on Cyrus in the cave, and the battle was pretty easy, as I O-code all of his Pokemon. Now able to surf, I headed off to Canalave to take on Poop once more. And
This
like
fight's hard,
most of my
for sure.
recent battles with him, it was pretty easy.
Never mind.
And then
okay.
went off to Iron Island.
Oh, I guess he
and
has an
Riley
infinite and a glow score. Every fight's gonna be easy. Pretty sure Iron Islands are optional, right? Can't you just get strength and move on?
was extremely unhelpful.
Oh, but I guess you can get the evolution stone here. I think that's pretty important.
Resulting in a few 2v1 battles that were close calls with deaths.
This can be
After
really
getting
hard.
through
I
the
agree.
segment
Yeah.
with him, I finally found the shiny stone, allowing me to finally evolve Clutch into Roserade.
Nice, yeah.
After
That's worth
finishing
it.
with Iron Island, I headed off to grab both an encounter and the flamethrower TM from the Fuego Ironworks. After entirely too long struggling with the arrow tiles, I got the flamethrower TM to teach to Ludicrous to better prep for the battle with Byron. My encounter outside was Magmar, but it almost KO'd Waifu and was being extremely frustrating to catch, so I eventually gave up and killed it. I then returned to camp,
You could have gotten that, man.
being extremely frustrating to catch.
You had your Golduck out. You're fine here, dude. Throw some more balls. What the fuck? It's a good encounter. I guess you have Infernape anyway. If you're not planning on losing it, it's probably fine. And also, you're probably not going to evolve this, right? I'm always thinking about like ROM hacks and how you can evolve Magmar there. So I guess this makes more sense. I guess it's not that good. But you also have a Rapidash in the box, right? Okay, this is not that unreasonable.
Catch, so I eventually gave up and killed it. I then returned to Canalave to battle Byron, Ludicrous O-Code Magneton, and the Quacken O-Code Steelix. I was scared of Bastiodon due to Metal Burst being capable of doing double damage back, so I did some
It's
intentional...
times 1.5, by the way, right? For Metal Burst. I'm not wrong here, right? Because it's counter and mirror code into 1. So it's balanced by the fact that it only deals 1.5 and not times 2.
weak damage to break Sturdy, then the Quacken defeated it with
Oh, he doesn't know. Sturdy doesn't work that way in Gen 4. That's fine that you don't know. Sturdy only works on like actual one-hit KO moves like Guillotine in Gen 4. Only in Gen 5 does it work like a Focus Dash. But that Surf might not have killed anyway, so the Water Pulse... Wait, let's judge from the damage.
I was scared of Bastiodon due to Metal Burst being capable of doing double damage back, So I did some
Water. Oh yeah. Surf would have, I think, killed there. It's close. Might be a range. No, I don't think that would have killed. So I think in the end, Water Pulse first is the correct decision because you can get the confusion off of it, right? And also less Metal Burst damage.
Intentionally weak damage to break Sturdy, then the Quacken defeated it with Surf. 6 badges were now mine. Side note, at the time, I didn't realize that Sturdy did not behave like a focus sash until Gen 5.
Never mind.
So I was safe to OHKO it if I would have OHKO'd it without having to break Sturdy.
Here's a meta question. Is it a better YouTube strat to not add that so you get more comments? All talking about like how Sturdy doesn't work that way to get more comments for the algorithm. I sometimes wonder about this. I wonder if certain YouTube channels leave mistakes in their videos on purpose to get more comments. I wonder if that's a strat people do, because I've been faced with this when editing. I'm like, okay, do I amend this? Do I like edit this out? Do I like add something to this? Or do I just leave it and get more comments for it, right? That has to be a consideration you make sometimes. I wonder about this sometimes.
Sturdy at the time only protected from OHKO moves like Fisher. But it turned out fine, so who cares? After story time at the library and a loud explosion, I head to Lake Valor to take on Saturn. After a bit of confusion and annoyance, Gigawatt beat Golbat, then Metal defeated Toxicroak with 2 hits. Ludicrous then finished off Bronzor. I head off to Lake Verity to get vengeance on Mars for killing Defcon.
100% people do mistakes for that region. One channel that I suspect does it is CinemaSins. I think I've seen that a lot. Although maybe the format just kind of leads to them making a lot of mistakes often.
Golbat was very annoying, but Gigawatt eventually handled it. Ludicrous then destroyed both Bronzor and the vile Perugly. I then began...
Oh yeah, what guys do you most... What are you most looking forward to in Pokemon Sun and Moon, guys? Which Pokemon should get in the Alola form? This is very dated content, I guess.
What might be the longest and most brutal trek between towns in any main series Pokemon game, Celestic.
I love this. I love this section of the game, but a lot of people don't. I think this is really fun, but I think this is a super cool route. I love this, but other people feel differently.
To Snow Point. Thankfully, I was able to get through without any deaths. After clearing out the gym trainers, it was time to take on Candace. Ludicrous and the Quacken took down her first 3 Pokemon with 1 hit each. Then came Frostlass, which was trickier due to knowing Psychic, which scared me out of using Infernape. Luxray got it down to about half health with Crunch, but Frostlass did big damage back. I brought in the Quacken, who was able to tank a couple hits, then finish it off, winning me the battle. I witnessed Poops fail.
One strat you could do for this fight, by the way, if you have your Golduck here, I guess it depends on your Golduck's ability. Hold on, maybe we can deduce this here.
Hits, then finish it off, winning me the battle. I witnessed...
I don't know if that Golduck took hail damage, so I don't know if it's Swift Swim or Cloud9. I don't know if it gets Cloud9 or if that's hidden ability. I never know what's hidden ability and what's not because I play so many fucking ROM hacks. But if your Golduck is Swift Swim there, I'm pretty sure you should be able to get a Rain Dance TM at this point, right? And you can just Rain Dance to get rid of the Perma Hail and deal with like Snow Cloak and super accurate Blizzard, and then also speed up your Golduck in the process. I think doing like Rain strats for this fight would have been really good. It weakens your Infernape power, which is kind of big, but Rain is also only 5 turns, so you can kind of plan around that. I think that's a pretty good strat for this fight if you're ever in this position, by the way. It's usually Cloud9.
Poop's failure at Lake Acuity, then headed off to Veilstone to fight my way through the Galactic headquarters. The battle with Cyrus
Swift Swim is hidden ability. Never mind. Okay, disregard everything I said. I'm too far deep into fucking ROM hack shit. Disregard everything I said. I mean, Rain Dance can still be useful, right? Power up your water type attacks and get rid of hail. It's probably still worth it, even without Swift Swim, but yeah.
Didn't go as smoothly as I'd hoped. I anticipated him to lead with Golbat, so I led with Gigawatt.
Okay.
2 Sparks would have KO'd it, but its second Ice Punch both crit and froze. I healed the HP and...
That is really unfortunate, honestly, and also, like, that's hard to play around. But yeah, you got healing items. You're fine, bro.
The freeze, and then another Ice Punch froze me again. To be
Love to see
perfectly
it.
honest, while I was watching this footage back, I don't know why I didn't just switch to Ludicrous. It makes perfect sense, but I just didn't do it. I finally got my act together and did just that, switching in Ludicrous to defeat Sneasel. I brought in Metal to tank hits from Crobat while I healed Gigawatt,
Nice. Good,
then
good,
brought
good.
it back in. After a couple turns,
Dude, I always forget how fucking broken items are. You can literally just run like a few like super bulky Pokemon, switch them in, heal up your fucking sweepers, and then bring them in again. Especially on switch mode, dude. I don't understand how people lose these. I don't know. I guess I'm just too deep into the fucking. I'm just too deep down the rabbit hole at this point. But you can do so much broken shit with items and switch, man. Like X items too are super broken, by the way. Like just using like a Gliscor and just setting up a bunch of X attacks and X speeds, you can sweep every fight, guaranteed.
Watt took out Crobat, then Honchkrow, winning me the battle. I then found Saturn and beat him without issue. Then came the lengthy climb up Mount Coronet to Spear Pillar. The multi-battle with Poop against Mars and Jupiter was lengthy and had some close calls, but I eventually pulled out the win without any Pokemon dying. Then came the cutscene of Giratina kidnapping Cyrus, and I entered the Distortion world. You may have noticed.
Okay, video length is quite a bit longer. I would have guessed that he dies to Cyrus here, but because that fight is really hard. I guess his team is pretty insane though, and he has a good Gyarados counter. He's probably gonna be fine actually. I think he's gonna lose a Pokemon or two here though.
That I have made it this far into the game with only 2 deaths, with a very lengthy stretch with none at all.
Yep,
I
pretty
was
good.
able to accomplish this because I was over-leveled, very cautious, lucky at times, and to be honest, very stressed. I had this sinking feeling that this safe streak would come to a violent end when I battled Cyrus in the Distortion world.
It's a tough fight.
I spent literal days stressing about this battle while also stressing about college schoolwork at the same time. I was prepping and just terrified of
Oh, okay. This is a justification for how he's gonna lose like 5 Pokemon here. Here we go.
his Gyarados because it knew Earthquake, and I was worried it would just obliterate my team, especially since I couldn't safely use Gigawatt against it. However, all these years later, being able to look back on what happened, I can tell you with 100% certainty that all those worries and concerns were 100% warranted. The first turn, I'm able to OHKO his Houndoom with Ludicrous's close combat.
Nice.
He brings in Gyarados, but I intentionally don't switch when given the option in order to intimidate Gyarados without it intimidating Gigawatt.
Oh, yeah. Don't use it, not using switch. Yeah, I understand. That's a good play. It's a very reasonable play. However,
What? The Gyarados.
Yeah. So the correct way to play this here is to use the switch that you get from killing to go to Gliscor, because then you know he's not going to Earthquake when you switch the Luxray in. Because he just took an Earthquake while switching in. That would never happen if Gliscor is out, right?
Frustratingly went for Earthquake and not Waterfall, but the Intimidate made it do less than half. I switched in Metal on an Earthquake, then switched
good
Gigawatt
pivot.
back in to Intimidate.
Good. Yeah, he's getting it. Yeah. Okay. He's got it. He's got the strat. This is Intimidate pivoting. Good shit. That's good shit. Yeah. Some good shit. Also, you have Gardevoir Trace probably for Intimidate as well if you want to play with that, but Gardevoir takes a lot of damage.
It froze me with Ice Fang, but that was fine since I had a full restore.
You'll be fine.
I heal up and get ready to easily tank the half attack.
Okay, so
Earthquake.
here is where crits are really fucking dangerous. You know you're dead to a crit here, right? So maybe there is a play here where you switch to like Golduck or something to take a hit and take this heal, and then go back into Gliscor and then go into Luxray. Because this way you're taking 2 Earthquakes, right? So I assume you're slower. Luxray is slow as shit. So you reduce your chances of getting crit here, right? So I guess let's see.
But then the Earthquake crits,
Yeah.
killing Gigawatt
Yeah.
in 1 hit.
Yep.
It has been almost 4 years since I did this battle, and I still, to this day, get a little bit angry when I think about it. I stressed for days leading up to it, and came up with the strategy of using Intimidate multiple times to make Gyarados not a threat. And then all of that strategy down the drain in 1 turn because of a stupid crit.
Should have planned around that when you made your plan, maybe. It's almost like it's a part of the game. It's something to think about.
Hacks. I then brought in Waifu, and after a few turns later of Psychics plus 1 turn of healing, Gyarados was down. Then came Honchkrow, and the Quacken beat it with a couple Surfs. Ludicrous dealt with Weavile using a couple Mach Punches. Finally was Crobat, which I brought Waifu back out for, healing her up on the first turn. Cross Poison did less than half, so I thought I was safe to tank another. But nope, the second Cross Poison crit, killing Waifu.
High
At the
critical
time,
hit rate,
I didn't
by the way.
remember that Cross Poison was a high crit rate move.
Yep.
If I had, I would have been more careful, but nope, I
Can
didn't
you just
remember.
go, like,
Great
Gliscor here?
Waifu. At the
Gliscor,
time,
like, annihilate
I didn't
this?
remember that Cross Poison
Yeah, it's like
was
an
a
easy
high
switch,
crit
right?
rate
I don't
move.
know. Seems like
If I
pretty
had,
careless,
I would
but
have been more careful, but nope, I didn't remember.
I mean, it's 1 in 8 versus 1 in 16. I think the big conclusion that we can draw from this video is y'all need to stop blaming RNG and start actually playing around crits and considering them as a threat, okay? This is the #1 advice that this pro Nuzlocker is going to give you from this video. Just play around crits, man. Like, do the math in your head, figure it out, figure out a way how to play around it and how to take as little hits as possible to risk less crits, okay? That's going to be my advice, all right? You're going to have a much better time. You are in control of this. The reason hacks suck and crits suck and stuff is because they make you feel like you didn't have control in that situation. And the funny thing is that it's more comfortable to feel that way because then you don't have to blame yourself for losing a Pokemon. But the truth is, it's very much in your control. There is situations where you didn't have control over that situation, but your job as a Nuzlocker is to maneuver around those situations to be in as little of them as possible. And this was obviously not done here. And that's just something that comes with experience and planning too.
I made it all the way from the 3rd gym to the Distortion world with no deaths, and then I had 2-in-1 battle of 2 Pokemon that I was attached to. It was a miserable day. I brought Metal in, who didn't do so hot. At one point, Metal got down to a mere 6 HP.
Ooh, this core doesn't actually
forcing
deal
me
with
to
this that
switch it
well.
out.
Never mind.
Another crit Cross Poison then almost killed the Quacken. After several turns of healing, I finally got 2 turns in a row of Crobat not critting with Cross Poison, allowing the Quacken to finally end it. I like Crobat as a Pokemon, but Cyrus's Crobat, I wish unspeakably terrible things upon. It was then time for me to battle Giratina.
Oh, man. Okay, this is gonna be hard.
Some people just master ball this. It's probably cooler gameplay to actually beat it.
Okay, I guess.
Can't you
this
run from
makes
this?
sense to use first. Use feint attack. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna use first.
Okay, you can do that. I think this is
Actually think I
legitimate.
was gonna battle this thing, did you?
I think this is legitimate. I think
Not
he can
after
do that.
Cyrus battle. This is my game. I do what I want. And I'm
Based.
gonna use Giratina on my team because I just lost 2 members.
Wait, what?
No.
Oh, come on, dude. Whatever. It's your run, your rules. It's fine if that's how you, yeah.
Welcome to the team, Giratina. That was a
And,
very excellent
and that's what
battle.
makes it the most fun for you, I guess, right?
We're
Yeah.
going to
Why not?
nickname you the most wonderful nickname I've ever come up for a Pokemon like yourself. Cuddles. Welcome to the team, Cuddles.
I then made my way to Route 222, the route on the way to Sunny Shore. I wanted a Magnezone on my team to replace Gigawatt, so I intentionally went here at night because the chances of me getting an undesirable Pokemon as my first encounter
Sometimes
might
it's just fun to use OP shit. Yeah, for sure. No. It's his run, dude. If that's the most fun for him, he should do it. And if there's any comms telling him that he shouldn't have, then he should tell them to go fuck themselves. Yeah, but this run just got a little easier for sure.
like Electabuzz or Chatot was lower.
It's a legitimate
After a few
encounter if you don't
duplicating
use a ban list like I do, right? It's the first encounter in the Distortion world. It's completely legitimate.
encounters, I found the Magnemite I wanted.
Nice.
I named it Voltron.
S
and
tier
immediately
encounter.
trained it up, turning it into a Magnezone not long later. After training up my modified squad, it was time to take on the final gym leader, Volkner. Metal Oko Jolteon right off the bat. I then switched it out for Cuddles since his Luxray had Ice Fang. 2 Shadow Forces later and Luxray was down. Metal then Oko'd both Electivire and Raichu, giving me a dominant win and my final badge.
Nice,
The
good shit.
progression to and through the victory road was pretty uneventful, meaning the next big fight was my last battle with Pooh.
Honestly, the Gen 4 Victory Road, not that hard if I remember correctly. Gen 3 Victory Road is pretty difficult, but I think Gen 4 is usually fine, especially if you avoid like optionals and shit. Should be okay.
At the doors of the Pokemon League. Metal beat Staraptor with 2 Rock Slides.
Nice.
Voltron beat Empoleon with a couple Thunderbolts.
Nice.
The Quacken did some damage to Rapidash, but then it switched at the same time I did, bringing in Cuddles against Roserade, and Cuddles won not long later. Heracross was OHKO'd by Metal's Aerial Ace, then the Quacken finished off Rapidash. Finally was Snorlax. I started with Cuddles, but Crunch did more than I was comfortable with. I brought in Ludicrous, tanked a Crunch, but got the defense drop. I then made the worst decision of the entire playthrough. Instead of
Yeah, can't you just kill this with close combat right now? What am I... Why... What's gonna... Okay, prediction. He's gonna go into Magnezone, thinking there's like a return or body slam coming, and he's gonna get killed by Earthquake. That's my prediction.
Instead of switching into something that could tank Snorlax's hits, I went
Oh, really?
for close combat, feeling
Oh, this doesn't kill, huh? I would have thought that would have killed for sure. Okay, I guess my judgment is just off. I would have made the same mistake here. All right, that's fair then.
confident I would OHKO. However,
I would have
Snorlax
been super confident in this killing, by the way.
barely survived.
Is that a minus attack Infernape? I don't know. But yeah, this is gonna die here. So I would have made the same mistake here probably. Honestly, I would have thought this kills for sure. 120 base, and like Snorlax has a lot of HP, but its physical defense is not that good. I guess they're equally leveled. I don't know. I would have thought this would have killed.
Fired back with an Earthquake on my half defense Infernape and killed Ludicrous. Metal came in and finished it off.
Not that bad of a decision in my opinion. It's fine. I think assuming close combat kills there is good. I don't think it's that bad of a mistake.
Off winning me the battle, but I did not feel like a winner.
Life sucks. And then you die. Thank
True.
you guys so much for watching this video. Next week we're taking on the Pokemon League.
Thanks,
I'll
man.
get over it.
I have not. I lost my starter. The Pokemon that had been with me since the very, very beginning of the game against the final Pokemon before the Pokemon League.
That really
It
sucks.
is the most devastating Nuzlocke loss I have ever had. The other ones were terrible, but this one just hurt on a whole nother level and made me never want to do another Nuzlocke again. But I still
Y'all get too attached to your Pokemon, man. They're pixels, okay? Chill out. Use them. Use them as tools, all right? Isn't there some Pokemon villain that says this, that you should use Pokemon as tools to achieve your goals? That's who I identify with, okay? That's me. He's the Pokemon protagonist here. I'm the evil team leader, all right?
did several more because, God, they just got more views. Ludicrous's replacement was Rascal the Drapion, the evolved up Scorpii I caught in the Great Marsh.
Gets us
I
at the
chose it
end.
because
Yeah,
I
that's
wanted
me.
a dark type for Lucian, and it was bulkier than
Extremely good choice for this Elite Four. Yeah, Drapion's great here. Let me assess the team here real quick. I think this is a pretty easy W. If the main thing for the Elite Four in Platinum is you need to plan around the Cynthia fight. If you plan for that, your team's probably good enough to beat the rest of the Elite Four. That's my take. Like you need to just make sure that you don't get swept by Garchomp or Lucario or Togekiss. If you can make sure of that, and then maybe add some other shit in there to make sure that you don't get completely smashed by one of the Elite Four members, you should be fine. The Cynthia is your main concern though.
Weavile and took less effort to create than Umbreon. Sneasel I had caught on one of the ice routes outside Snow Point, and Umbreon would have been made from the gift Eevee and Hearthome. I didn't mention those earlier because I never ended up using them. Also, grinding up Rascal was a giant pain since it was so much lower level than the rest of the team. So add grinding up a dead Pokemon's replacement to the things that suck about a Nuzlocke. The final squad was
I agree.
Rascal, the Quacken, Metal, Cuddles, Clutch, and Voltron, all at the probably oversafe level of 60.
Is there not a better Pokemon than Golduck that you can use? I guess using a water type makes sense for a ground and fire type Elite Four member, but goddamn.
And Voltron, all at the probably oversafe level of 60. I really didn't want to
pretty high.
lose, okay? The league began with Aaron. Metal's Rock Slide decimated Yanmega. Cuddles used 2 Earth powers to beat Drapion. Rascal's Fire Fang O-code Scizor, and then Metal O-code both Heracross and Vespiquen, resulting in a very easy battle. Next was Bertha. Clutch O-code Whiscash. The Quacken O-code Gliscor. Clutch then O-code the very heavy Golem, Rhyperior, and Hippowdon with Grass Knot, meaning I O-code her entire team without even taking a hit. Next was Flint. Metal O-code every one of his Pokemon but Flareon, which the Quacken O-code.
I really don't think you need to bring Golduck for this Elite Four, but I guess it's got Ice Beam for Garchomp, huh?
Another dominant win. Next was Lucien. Rascal O-code Mr. Mime, then Cuddles O-code Bronzong with a crit Shadow Force. Rascal then O-code Espeon and Alakazam, then Cuddles O-code Gallade. That means that of all of the Elite Four, the only Pokemon that I did not O-code was Aaron's Drapion. So going into my battle with Cynthia, I was feeling pretty confident. Not just that.
Yeah, here I guess we're gonna see if you can beat Cynthia here. That Garchomp is fucking terrifying, man. You need, like, if you only have 20 minutes or 10 minutes of planning for your Elite Four in Platinum, you should use all of that time to come up with a plan on how to beat Garchomp. Everything else you should be able to deal with, but you need a plan to deal with that Garchomp. 100%. I've literally seen so many Nuzlocks end here to that Garchomp. It's insane.
That I could win, but that I could win without a single Pokemon dying. That was wrong. Voltron immediately took care of Spiritomb with 2 discharges. In comes the infamous Garchomp, and I bring in the Quacken to Ice Beam. But then, of course, the Earthquake crits, killing Golduck from full health.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure this wasn't dead to Ice Beam. Garchomp is really bulky, and the Ice Beam is non-stab. If I had to guess, I would say this Garchomp lives the Ice Beam here. Crits are unfortunate, though. Sucks. Yeah, you can do Ice Fang Gliscor here or something. This barely lives, and then she gets healed, right? And then, yeah.
Killing Golduck from full health. Did the crit matter? Yes, it did. I've done the calcs. The Quacken would have lived. I bring in Metal and exchange hits. I go for another Earthquake. Then the Garchomp goes for Giga Impact. And guess what? It critical hits and kills Metal. The stupid game with the stupid crits and the stupid Garchomp. Why does anybody do these stupid Nuzlocks? Garchomp having to recharge from the Giga Impact allowed me to bring in Cuddles and finish it off with Dragon Claw. In came Lucario, which Cuddles easily tanked hits from and KO'd with 2 Earth powers. I brought in Voltron against Milotic. I missed 2 Thunders, then had to heal, but when I did land my 3rd Thunder, it crit and O-code. Did the crit matter? I don't care. I brought...
Oh, also 5 minutes of grinding against with a amulet coin against the rich kids for Thunderbolt TM instead of Thunder, by the way. Also, you could just use Discharge instead of Thunder, right? I don't know. Whatever.
Brought in Cuddles against Togekiss to best tank its hits.
He should win here, by the way. I don't see him losing this, I think. I think, right?
Turns, my Dragon Claws eventually wore it down. Her last Pokemon was Roserade, which Cuddles O-code with Fly. I officially won my first ever Nuzlocke. So
First
let's
try,
look
good
back
shit.
on a few interesting tidbits from this playthrough. Number 1, I finished it with a total of 7 deaths.
That's a
Defcon
really good.
Staravia.
That's a really good score for your first attempt. This is really good. Platinum is a really hard game. This is pretty great.
Robin the Golbat, Gigawatt the Luxray, Waifu the Gardevoir, Ludicrous the Infernape, the Quacken the Golduck, and Metal the Gliscor. Number 2, Cuddles the Giratina absolutely saved my ass. It KO'd 4 of Cynthia's 6 Pokemon.
Okay, maybe you just won because of
I
Giratina.
would have won if I had a no legendaries clause.
Yeah,
Number 3,
maybe
the only
he
member
probably
of the
wouldn't have
squad
won.
that I used for most of the playthrough to survive all the way to the end was Clutch the Roserade. So I guess its name was appropriate. As for my final thoughts on this playthrough, as I've probably made very clear, I hated it. It had its high points, but overall, it was a stressful experience that I did not enjoy. I get really attached to the Pokemon that I use on playthrough teams.
I guess this just comes down to, I'll let him finish his point, I guess.
And having them ripped
I'll
away
give my
from me due to some
perspective.
BS stray crits was such a deeply unpleasant experience. Plus, my fear of losing those Pokemon made me stress out and worry a ton leading up to big battles, something I did not appreciate having to deal with at the same time as college. I continued to periodically do Nuzlocks for the next few years, but I never truly enjoyed any of them. I did them because, as I mentioned, Nuzlocke playthroughs tended to get more views. But thanks to your guys' support that's grown my channel as much as it has
You
in the
don't
last
have to do the
few years,
Nuzlocks anymore.
I don't feel like I have to constantly be doing successful Let's Plays in order to support myself, which is wonderful. Now on the MandJTV Plays channel, if I want to do a Pokemon playthrough, I'm just gonna do whatever I want and do it for fun. This means that I am happy to be able to say that I never need to, nor intend to do another Pokemon Nuzlocke ever again. Aside from my Metronome Nuzlocks with Pokemon 7, but those aren't true Nuzlocks because there's no permadeath, so they don't bother me. Thanks.
Ooh,
How is
forgot
that a
to
Nuzlocke at
cancel
all?
the sub Pokemon no.
So I guess my perspective here, with the stress and the bullshit stray crits that you absolutely can't do anything about, you totally can, by the way. This just comes in like a different way that we approach gameplay, I guess. I do pretty much exclusively Nuzlocks on my channel, so I call myself a pro Nuzlocker, the best Nuzlocker in the world, because I do the hardest of the hardest of the hardest challenges. I do this because it's genuinely really satisfying and fun for me. But I guess I'm just more of a hardcore gamer, I guess. I enjoy the iterative experience of losing a run and losing a run and losing a run and getting better and better and better and better at the game and watching myself get better. That's the enjoyment for me when I play video games. It's the same reason I go to the gym, is watching the continual improvement over time is extremely fucking satisfying. And that whole getting attached to your Pokemon and getting stressed out, that stress gets converted into just extreme satisfaction when you know that you've made the correct plays to save your Pokemon and beat the challenge that you thought was impossible and overcome these challenges. That's what's fun about them for me. That's just my perspective. Now other people play video games differently. Obviously for him it seems to be more about the getting attached to the Pokemon, getting lost in the world, and blah, blah, blah. And that's completely legitimate way to play. I'm not saying one is worse or better here. I'm just saying that's my perspective on the runs. This is why I love doing this shit, and this is why this is the only thing I do for my channel, because god damn is it fucking fun. That's my perspective. Beautiful still frame here, by the way. I hope you've enjoyed this reaction video. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell if you want to see the best Nuzlocker in the world and his awesome content. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a comment and a like, and follow me on Twitch because I stream there every day. YouTuber outro. Did it. Oh yeah. I did the YouTuber outro. Yeah, I don't know how to end the video. Here, that's it.